There we go. So coming down on the mat, finding a seated position. And as usual, before we do anything, just adding a little bit of movement just to warm up, tiny little bit, and release. So stretching the legs, giving the legs a little tap, rocking the feet, circling the ankles, and then crossing the legs, coming to seated position, maybe gently rocking from side to side. Just finding that contact of the sitting bone with the floor. And then coming to the center, adding a little bit of rotation of the shoulders, circling the arms, maybe a little bit rolling the head from side to side, just to find that position. And then bringing the hands on top of the knees, palms facing up or down, whichever you prefer. Shoulders rolled away from the ears, so pushing the shoulders to the back just to adjust the posture. And then closing the eyes. Taking a moment to arrive in the practice. Taking one big inhale through the nose. And releasing a big sigh through the mouth. Just sending a signal to the mind, to the body, that it's now time to settle down. Slowing down the mind and the thoughts. And creating stillness and space in the body. Tuning in with the body, and maybe taking the opportunity to check in with yourself, see how you're feeling right now, emotionally, physically, mentally, just taking it in without any expectation. Whichever way you are right now is fine. It's just the way you feel. And gently starting to shift the awareness to the inside, listening into the body, aligning the mind, the body, the breath to the present moment. Scanning the body, starting with the feet and the toes, becoming aware of the toes, maybe gently wiggling the toes just to become aware of each individual toe. We often take them in as a group. We don't really move any of the toes one by one. So just taking that moment to acknowledge every single toe. And then noticing the sensation of the side of the feet in contact with the ground, the sensation of pressure. Observing any sensation around the ankles, around the calves, the shins, the knees. And taking a moment to notice the hands resting on the knees, the sensation of pressure, of heaviness. Maybe noticing how heavy the arms feel. And then returning to the legs, the thighs, observing any sensations there. Observing sensation in the hips, in the sitting bone, once again. Noticing the sensation of contact with the floor, of heaviness, of pressure. Noticing the body, the top part of the body sinking in into the mat, rooting through the sitting bone. And then traveling to the back, the base of the spine, noticing any sensations there. Going up the spine, almost traveling up a ladder, visualizing every single vertebra going up, noticing sensation around the spine, traveling through the back, the middle of the back, and then the shoulder blades, the back of the shoulders, noticing any sensation there, and maybe movement, the movement created by the lungs, filling in, and slowly filling out, emptying out. traveling through the front of the body, and coming to the navel, the tummy, observing the sensations there. Noticing the tummy lifting up with the inhale and slowly coming back down with the exhale. Traveling up through the chest, the sternum, the shoulders, noticing any sensations there. Observing sensation on the neck and becoming aware of that space around the neck, between the head and the shoulders. Imagining the neck growing longer, the head lifting up a little bit higher, and the spine lengthening. And traveling through the head and the face, maybe here softening the muscles around the face, relaxing the muscles around the eyebrows, around the eyes, around the cheekbones and the mouth. And noticing that sensation of the muscles and the face and the skin as if spreading, taking in more space. And then finally, taking in the whole of the body, imagining and visualizing the body sitting down on the mat, feeling heavy and rooted, and perhaps even at the same time feeling lighter, as if hovering just above the ground. Maybe at this point starting to engage the Ujjayi breath, becoming aware of the breath, making a sound and rooting that sound to your practice. Noticing how making the sound of the breath helps lengthening and deepen the cycle of the breath. Just before we start the practice, formulating an intent for our class. And since today we are going to focus on flexibility, just making that intent for our muscles and our fascias to help us through the flexibility, our physical flexibility, and making a parallel with our mind and making our mind more open-minded, more flexible, being more able to adapt to any situations and any emotions. Now slowly opening the eyes, keeping a soft gaze as we bring movement to the breath. Inhale, lifting the arms to the ceiling, clasping the hands, pushing the palms up, creating a long stretch. Exhale, releasing the arms down. Inhale, lifting the arms to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, folding forward, hands on the floor in front of you. Inhale, lifting the chest, arms to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, chest up, arms towards the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, folding forward, hands on the mat, staying here for the next few breaths. Noticing the sensation of contact of the hands against the floor. Noticing sensation in the lower back, in the hips. And then from here, on the next inhale, walking the hands all the way to the left, creating a long stretch on the right side of the body. 1 or 2 breaths here. And then walking the hands all the way to the right-hand side. Nice long breath here, stretching the left side of the body. Back to the center, hands still on the floor. On the next inhale, lifting the chest, right arm goes up, starting to look towards the ceiling. Exhale, tipping to the left, creating a long stretch. Inhale, back to the center. Left arm goes up, looking up. Exhale, tipping to the side. Inhale, back to the center. Right arm up. Exhale, tipping to the side. Inhale, back to the center, switching arm. Exhale, tipping to the side. Inhale, coming back to the center, stretching the legs, giving the legs a little tap just to release the knees, the ankles, and then crossing the legs, rocking forward, coming onto all four. Maybe now, feel free to bring the padding with you. So if you have a towel, bringing the towel to underneath the knees, just to protect the knees, make them a little bit more comfortable. Coming onto all four, ready for a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, dropping the tummy, arching the back. Exhale, starting back, tucking the pelvis in, lifting the navel towards the back, rounding up the back all the way to the shoulders, chin comes to the chest. Inhale, dropping the tummy, looking ahead. Exhale, rounding at the back. Feel free to add a bit of rocking motion here, keeping the back rounded. Inhale, dropping the tummy, looking ahead. Exhale, rounding at the back. Inhale, dropping the tummy. Exhale, rounding at the back. Inhale, dropping the tummy. Exhale, rounding at the back. This time bringing the hips all the way to the heels, keeping the hands where they are. And maybe opening the knees a little bit wider, just to allow the tummy to fall in the middle, making it a little bit more comfortable here in child's pose. Nice long breath. And then gently releasing the head onto the ground, bringing the hands and the arms on the other side of the legs. Just a few moments here in child's pose, Balasana. On the next inhale, coming back onto all four, and then stepping the hands a little bit more further out in front of you. One big inhale here. Exhale, bringing the chest and the armpits towards the floor. Extended puppy. Creating a stretch of the shoulders, opening the shoulders, adding some movement in the spine. Nice long breath here. Spending a few breaths here. On the next inhale, lifting the chest and then allowing the forearms to fall onto the ground. So getting the forearms onto the ground and then bringing the tummy to the mat, extending the legs, and feel free to swing the hips from side to side here, just to spread the tummy onto the ground, finding that contact. The elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. Sphinx pose, nice long breath here, shoulders are lifted. Chest is lifted, looking ahead, noticing what's happening in the lower back, in the back. And noticing as you inhale how the tummy is pushing against the mat. And as you exhale, noticing how the tummy is collapsing back. Nice long breath. On the next exhale, releasing the chest towards the mat, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Legs together maybe. Feet are active, pushing against the mat. Inhale, pushing through the arms, lifting the chest, coming into cobra, high cobra. The elbows can be a little bit bent. Once again, shoulders are rolled towards the back. Nice long breath here. Exhale, slowly coming back down. Inhale, lifting the chest, pushing through the arms, high cobra. Exhale, coming back down. On the next inhale, pushing through the arms, coming back onto all four. And then from all four, tucking the toes under, bringing the hands a little bit closer to the knees. And then gently rocking the knees up and down. As you leave the knees up and down, noticing the toes being stretched onto the ground. Nice long breath here, just lifting the knees up and down gently. And then the next time the knees are down on the ground, toes are still tucked under, slowly lifting the chest, bringing the weight onto the feet and the toes, noticing the intensity that's coming onto the toes. Nice long breath here. On the next inhale, opening the arms. And as you exhale, bringing the arms behind you. So you've got a couple of options. You can, if you can, bringing the hands in reverse prayer pose. So palm to palm behind the back. If that's a bit tricky, maybe simply holding on to your foot, to your opposite elbows with the hands. See what works for you. Nice long breath here. Breathing through that intensity of the toes. Really good for the sole of the feet. If you get plantar fasciitis, that's really good stretch. On the next exhale, slowly release the arms, coming back onto all four, and then tapping the back of the feet on the ground, just to release the tension we've just created here. Back again, sitting on the heels. So you may need to move the padding for the next move. Then lifting back onto all four a little bit, bringing the right foot in alignment with your left knee, and then sitting back. So sitting on the left heel, right foot right next to your left knee, and then maybe gently hugging your right knee. From here, starting to rock back and forth, keeping the right foot on the floor. So the right heel will probably want to lift a little bit as you bring the weight of the body forward, and that's fine. Just noticing maybe a stretch happening in the back of the heel, in the calf. Nice long breath. Gently rocking back and forth. And then on the next exhale, coming back onto all four, switching sides. So right knee down, left foot next to your right knee, and then sitting back onto the right heel, little hug of the left knee. And then when you're ready, a little bit of rocking motion back and forth here. Noticing what's going on in the back of the left heel, in the calf. And on the next exhale, back onto all four. Feel free to add a little bit of movement, maybe stretching one leg at a time here, just to release the knees. We're going to be, again, on our knees a little bit. So if you want to bring the padding back up, bring the towel back up, underneath the knees, back onto all four. From here, stepping the right foot to the right side. So stretching the right leg to the right side. So right heel is aligned with your left knee. Nice long breath here. My right foot is actually pointing forward, parallel to the long side of the mat. So you may need to open the angle a little bit in the ankle, see what works. Big inhale here. Exhale, bringing the hips towards the back. Keep the hands where they are. Bringing the tummy on top of the left leg here. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, heels to the back, hips to the back. Inhale, coming back up onto all four. Exhale, down. Spending 1 or 2 breaths here. Noticing the stretch happening on the right leg in different places. The hip, the inner thigh maybe, the hamstrings, maybe the ankle. Nice long breath. Keeping that shape. On the next inhale, walking the hands towards you, lifting the chest, and the right leg is going to pivot so that your right foot is now pointing towards the ceiling. Little mako twist, bringing the hands on the other side of your right leg. Inhale, Exhale, folding forward towards the right leg. Keep that right foot nice and active, pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, keeping the back nice and straight. Inhale, coming back up, twisting back towards the front, bringing the hands back onto the mat, and right knee comes back to the mat. Ready for the other side. I'm going to turn around so it's a bit easier to see. Back from all four, stepping the left foot to the left side. So left heel in alignment with your right knee. Left foot pointing towards the front. Nice long breath here. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the hips towards the bum. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale down. Inhale, lifting back up onto all four. Exhale down, spending 1 or 2 breaths here. Resting the tummy on top of the right thigh. Left leg is stretched. Noticing a lot of sensation happening maybe in the left hip, the left inner thigh, the back of the left leg. Nice long breath. On the next inhale, walking the hands towards you, coming to sit onto your right heel. Left foot is now pointing towards the ceiling. Little micro twist, hands on the other side of your left leg. Exhale, folding forward towards the left leg. Left foot still pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, coming back up, hands back to the center, lifting back onto all four, bringing the left knee back down, move the padding, and then from all four, tucking the toes under, ready to lift. Inhale, hips to the ceiling, coming into downward facing dog. Nice long breath here. Feel free to bend one knee at a time, creating space in the back of the legs. Nice long breath. Spending 1 or 2 breaths here, pushing the mat away. Big toes towards each other. Don't worry, the heels don't touch the floor. They don't have to. Maybe you even need to bend the knees a little bit to keep the back nice and straight. Imagine you're sending the weight of the body towards the legs. On the next exhale, bend the knees, look up. Inhale, stepping the right foot towards the right hand, left foot to the other side, slowly releasing the hips down, coming into Malasana. Yogi squat, hands resting on the floor, maybe gently rocking from side to side here, just to find that position of the hips. And then when you're ready, inhale, lifting the chest, hands in prayer pose here, aligning the back, making sure the back is nice and straight. The elbows can push against the knees here. Spending 1 or 2 breaths. On the next exhale, releasing the hands on the mat. Inhale, opening to the right. Right arm goes up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, opening to the left. Left arm goes up. Exhale, back down. Inhale to the right. Right arm opens up. Exhale, back down. Inhale to the left. Left arm goes up. And exhale, back down. Back into Malasana. Hands in prayer pose. Checking back, the legs are nice and active, ready to lift. Inhale, pushing through the legs, starting to lift the hips, going all the way back, all the way to standing position, legs together. Feel free to add a bit of movement here, maybe stretching the back of the feet on the ground. Nice long breath. Stepping the feet to the front of the mat, feet together. Inhale, lifting the arms to the ceiling, Tadasana. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips. You may need to bend the knees to keep the back nice and straight. Inhale, halfway lift, back parallel to the mat. Exhale, hands on the floor. Stepping the feet to the back of the mat, coming into high plank. Spending one breath here. On the next exhale, you can release the knees on the floor first if you want, and then lowering yourself down in one line. Inhale, lifting the chest, high cobra, looking ahead. On the next exhale, tucking the toes under. Inhale, lift the hips, coming back into high plank. One breath here. Inhale, pushing the hips towards the ceiling, coming back into downward facing dog. Nice long breath. Spending a few breaths here in downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, look up. We're going to come back into Malasana. So you've got the option on the next inhale, either step each foot on either side of the hands, or maybe jump, framing your hands. Coming into Malasana once again, hands in prayer pose. Nice long breath. Hands on the floor in front of you. Inhale, starting to lift the hips, and then aligning the feet. So the feet are on the edge of your mat. And then maybe even bringing blocks. You may need some blocks in front of you. So resting the hands on the blocks, keeping the back nice and straight, and see what works for you. Maybe you can bring the blocks flatter on the mat. Maybe you don't need blocks. Keeping the legs nice and straight. The knees aren't locked, making sure the knees are nice and soft. If that's quite comfortable for you, maybe you want to lift the hands and grab opposite elbows with the arms, but making sure your back are nice and straight. And as you lose the support of the hands on the floor, you're going to feel that pull in the back of the legs. So if that's too intense, go back to the hands on the floor, on the block. Nice long breath, keeping the back nice and straight. Inhale here. Exhale, see if you can lower down a little bit further. On the next inhale, lifting all the way, coming to standing position. Nice long breath here. So you can still keep your arms crossed, holding on to opposite elbows, but if you're going to use the blocks, simply release the arms, see what works. Big inhale here. Exhale, hinging at the hips, keeping the back nice and straight, folding forward, and align the arms and the elbows to go towards the mat. Nice long breath, slowly going down. Inhale, pushing through the legs, lifting the chest, going all the way back to standing position. One breath here. Inhale, exhale, folding forward, slowly lowering down. And again, if you need to, just extend the arms, find the blocks, find the floor. Inhale, lifting all the way back up. Release the arms, legs together. Nice long breath here. Bringing the blocks to the side. And starting at the top of the mat, feet together. Inhale, exhale, stepping the right foot to the back of the mat, pivoting sideways, big toes pointing towards each other, hands on the hips. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips, same thing. So extend the arms, find the blocks. So very similar to what we did before, but the feet are a little bit wider apart. So maybe you're resting the hands on the blocks. Maybe you don't need the blocks. Maybe the hands can find the mat. Nice long breath. And if you want to challenge yourself, leave the hands, find the legs. So don't rest on the knees, maybe the thighs, maybe the top of the shins here. Inhale, or maybe even the ankles, but still being mindful of the back, keeping the back nice and straight. Exhale, see if you can perhaps fold forward, melt towards the ground, keeping the back nice and straight. If the hands on the legs is too much, always bring them back onto the floor for support. And spending the next few breaths here, as low to the ground, as close to the ground as you can. Noticing that stretch, that intensity happening in the back of the legs. Inhale, lifting the chest so that you're parallel to the mat, to the floor. And then pointing the feet out. So we're changing the angles of the feet. Inhale here. On the exhale, walking the hands towards the right foot. At some point, bend the right leg. Lower the hips towards the right leg. Left leg is nice and extended. Left heel is now digging to the ground. Left foot flex towards the ceiling. Skandasana. The right arm can be inside your right knee here. Maybe your hands are still on the floor. If you feel quite comfortable here, maybe you can lift the hands in prayer pose here. Nice long breath. See what works for you. Spending 1 or 2 breaths here, feeling that intensity in the inner side of the left leg. Exhale, bring the hands back onto the floor. Inhale, lift the hips, walk the hands to the middle, and then carry on, walking the hands towards the left foot. Bend the left knee at some point, lower the hips towards the left foot. Right leg, nice and stretched, right heel in the ground, right foot towards the ceiling. You can keep the hands on the floor, on the blocks for support, or maybe with your left arm inside your left leg, bringing the hands in prayer pose. Nice long breath. Exhale, hands back down on the ground. Inhale, lift the hips, coming back to the center, hands underneath your head. Point, repointing the big toes towards each other, changing the angles of the feet. Hands directly underneath your head here, touching each other. On the next inhale, keep the left hand where it is, turning towards the right, opening to the right, right arm goes up. Exhale, back down, switching side. Inhale, opening to the left, left arm goes up. Exhale, back down. Inhale to the right, right arm goes up. Exhale, back down. Inhale to the left, left arm goes up. And exhale, back down. Now making sure your feet are rooted to the ground. On the next exhale, bringing the hands on the hips. Inhale, lifting the chest, coming back to standing position, pointing the feet out once again. Nice long breath here. Inhale, lift the arms on the other side. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the arms, goddess pose. Inhale, stretch and lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, stretch, bring the feet together. Feel free to add whatever motion you need. Nice long breath. Now grabbing that strap. So if you have a strap or if you need to grab a strap, and making sure you're holding the strap on the other side. So I've made a loop, but you don't need to. So making sure it's as open, as wide as your shoulder will need. Starting standing position, feet rooted through the ground, little bit of space between the feet, shoulders roll towards the back. Holding on the strap at the front, inhale, lifting the arms, holding on to the strap. Exhale, going all the way to the back. So at that point, you may need to widen that strap. Inhale, going back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms to the back. Inhale, lift to the top. Exhale to the front. And if that's a little bit too easy, you can always close that strap a little bit. So the shorter the strap is, the harder or the more intense it is for the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the back. Inhale to the top. Exhale to the front. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the back. Inhale, top. Exhale, front. All right. Now, on the next inhale, lifting the arms up. Now, keeping that shape. As you exhale, bend the elbows, creating a double U shape and lowering down until the strap can touch the back of the shoulders here. So really squeezing the shoulder blades to the back. Inhale, lift, Y shape with the arms. Exhale, W shape, touching the back of the strap on the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. That's a really good exercise to fix the posture and the neck hump that we get from hunching towards our computer and our mobile. Inhale, lift. Exhale, W shape. Inhale, lift. Extend the arms. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. And on the next exhale, circling to the front. You can use the strap, adding a little bit of motion, probably feeling how engaged our shoulders, our neck has just been. Stepping to the front of the mat once again, feet together. Inhale, actually keeping a little bit of space, I'm going to do something else. If you want to bring some padding at the front, right? So bring the towel here, we'll pop the knees here, and then step just behind that padding. Inhale, coming on the tiptoes, you can bring the hands in prayer pose if you want, or extend them for balance. As you next exhale, slowly starting to bend the knees and lowering yourself down as slowly as you can, balancing on the toes. Keeping balance on the toes here. Nice long breath. As you exhale, slowly release the knees on the padding in front of you. Lift the hips, crossing the lower part of the legs here. Exhale, slowly rocking back. Coming to seated position here. Nice long breath, extend the legs. And maybe gently lifting the flesh of the sitting bone here. Making sure your strap is nearby. Legs together. Top of the legs really active. Feet flex towards the ceiling. Nice long breath here. Chin slightly to the chest. Sucking the navel in, arms on the other side, creating length in the spine. Imagining that long line running at the back. Imagine even like you've got like a rod or something right behind you and you're trying to align, or maybe a wall. So you're touching the back of the head on the wall. Nice long breath. Now bring the strap if you're going to use the strap, holding onto the strap. Inhale, lifting the arms, creating that long line. Exhale, folding forward, keeping that long line with the arms as long as you can. Tummy comes to the thigh, and then wrapping the strap behind your feet. Nice long breath, keeping the shoulders nice and open, not rounding at the back. Back is nice and lifted. Nice and straight. And imagine you're trying to squeeze that space here between the tummy and the thighs. Looking to the toes, maybe looking ahead, depending how low down you are. And spending the next few breaths here. So maybe you're holding on to the strap, maybe you've got your hands on either side of the feet, or maybe if you are quite open, you can grab on the toes with the middle finger, index finger, and thumb on either side, and the elbows pointing towards the side. Nice long breath. Taking a moment to notice all the sensation happening in this forward fold. Noticing the sensation in the back of the legs, in the lower back, in the shoulders maybe, and making sure the neck isn't actually being tensed. And as you're holding that position a little bit longer than we normally do, see if you can lower down a little bit lower with each exhale. really squeezing that space between the tummy and the thighs. On the next inhale, slowly bringing the chest back up. Nice long breath. Keep that left leg where it is. Bend the right leg, right foot inside the left thigh. Right knee towards the ground. You may need to readjust. Hold on to the strap if you're using a strap. Little mako twist. So turning the chest a little bit through the tummy. So you're aligning the chest to the left leg. Left foot flex towards the ceiling. Inhale, lifting the arms to the ceiling, creating that long line with the body. Exhale, folding forward. You're going to squeeze that space between the tummy and the thigh. Wrap the strap behind the left foot. Or maybe bring the arms on the other side of the leg. Nice long breath. Keeping the next few moments, the next few breaths here. Giving it enough time to really observe the sensation happening. Maybe in the right hip, the right thigh, maybe the side of the right, behind the right hip. And of course, the back of the left leg. Janu Sirsasana, which actually translates is knee to head to knee, which is actually not what we're trying to do. We don't want to bring the head to the knee because that would round up the back. So a bit of a misnomer. Nice long breath. On the next inhale, slowly coming back up, gently helping the right knee up, stretch the right leg, giving the legs a little tap, keeping the legs nice and stretched. I'm just going to turn around so we can see what's going on. So right leg will stay nice and active, stretch on the mat. Bend the left leg, left foot inside your right thigh. Feel free to adjust in any way you need. Little mako twist of the chest, aligning the chest to the right leg, right foot pointing towards the ceiling, holding on to the strap. Inhale, lift the arms, creating that long line with the body. Exhale, folding forward, coming towards your right leg, wrapping the strap behind the right foot. Nice long breath. Looking either towards your toes, maybe towards your right shin, depending on where you are with your chest. And spending the next few breaths here. Taking a moment to observe the sensation. And they may actually feel a little bit different to the other side. That's perfectly normal. Nice long breath, squeezing that space between the tummy and the thigh. Inhale, slowly coming back up, gently helping the left knee up, release the left leg, giving the legs a little tap. And then from here, bending the legs, bringing the feet sole to sole, close to the body, knees going towards the mat, holding onto the feet with the hands, ready for Baddha Konasana. Butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. Back is nice and straight. Navel sucked in, chin slightly to the chest. You can stay here for a few breaths. Or maybe challenging yourself a little bit on the next exhale, folding forward, hinging at the crease of the hips. So not running up the back, keeping the back nice and straight. The elbows will want to go towards the legs. And spending the next few breaths here. On the next inhale, slowly lifting back, stepping the feet a little bit further out. Sole to sole once again, creating that diamond shape with the legs. Big inhale, creating space in the back. Exhale, folding forward. Imagine you're bringing the head towards the feet. You can cup the feet with the hands. And this time, allow your spine to round up. Spending the next few breaths here. If you want a little bit extra comfort, maybe bring the blocks, stack the blocks on top of the feet and rest your forehead here. No tension in the shoulders or in the neck. And maybe closing the eyes. Taking the opportunity to check in and notice any sensations happening anywhere in the body. In the thighs, in the hips, in the lower back. Nice long breath. On the next inhale, slowly coming back up. Helping the knees up, stretching the legs. Adding a little bit of movement here for the legs. And then bringing the feet towards you, so creating that position with the legs, bringing the hands underneath the knees. The back is leaning back a little bit, but keeping the back nice and straight, shoulders rolled away. Inhale, lifting the feet, coming into Navasana, both pose. Nice long breath. You can use the arms to hold on to the legs, or maybe you can release the arms. 1 or 2 breaths here. Exhale, slowly release the legs onto the ground, adding a little bit of motion here. We're going to come down on the back. So if you need to do anything now, so that you don't have to get up again for Shavasana, feel free to do that now. And when you're ready, slowly releasing yourself onto the back, lying on the mat. Stretching the arms on either side of the body like a T. Bend the legs, lift the knees towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale, align the knees to fall towards the left. And as you do so, the right shoulder is going to pop up the floor. That's fine. Slowly turning the head towards the right. See if you can bring that right shoulder back down. Knees are still pointing to the other side. Maybe you can bring the left hand on top of your legs here. Making that stretch a little bit more intense with the weight of the hand. Nice long breath. On the next inhale, slowly traveling back to the center, one leg at a time, feet come down on the floor. Feel free to adjust, maybe swinging the hips from side to side, maybe lifting the bum up and down just to readjust. And when you're ready, inhale, lifting the feet and the knees towards the chest. Exhale, allowing the knees to fall to the right. And then turning the head towards the left, bring the left shoulder back down. Right hand maybe resting on top of the legs. Nice long breath. On the next inhale, slowly come back to the center, readjusting, extending the legs and finding that really comfortable position for Shavasana. So if you need to bring the cover to cover yourself, doing anything you need to be nice and comfortable. Legs slightly apart, feet gently flopping to the side, arms away from the body, palms facing up, maybe gently rolling the head from side to side, just to find that neutral position for the neck. Closing the eyes, taking one big inhale through the nose, and releasing a big sigh through the mouth. Releasing any tension from anywhere in the body. Allowing the body to feel heavier and heavier. Sinking into the mat a little bit deeper and deeper with each breath, as if becoming one, melting with the ground. Feeling safe here, just like supported in a cocoon. Taking a moment to observe if any thoughts are still coming to the mind. And without any judgment, just allowing those thoughts to simply roll away, not holding on to them, letting them pass you by. Just like leaves on an autumn day being pushed away by the wind. Allowing you to simply be. bringing the awareness back to the breath. And starting to wiggle the toes, the fingers, slowly bringing movement back into the body. Bending the legs, lifting the knees to the chest, holding on to the knees, slowly rocking from side to side. Coming to rest onto one side. Head supported by the hands, knees to the chest, eyes are still closed. Just taking one final moment before reconnecting with the rest of the day. And when you're ready, no rush. Slowly pushing yourself back up. Back to seated position, cross-legged. Hand resting on the knees. Ready to close the class with an arm. Inhale. Bringing the hands in prayer pose to the forehead, may our thoughts be filled with kindness and compassion. Bringing the hands to the mouth, may our words be filled with kindness and compassion. And finally, bringing the hands to the heart, may our action be filled with kindness and compassion. Thank you so much. I wish you a lovely Sunday, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye.